What we are going to be going over are the best combos, the best head units for Garmin Livescope. Is it the 32? Is it the 34? Is it the 8616? Is it the 126 SP? Well, guess what, guys? I have got the answers for you. I've got the video. We're going to walk through every single one of them and show you just exactly what that screen looks like in the different scenarios. Clear water, dirty water, the different setup. Is a 32 more clear than a 34? We're getting ready to find out. Now, this week, guys, well, actually, it's third time this week, so let's go over it again. Show is brought to you by Ozark Outdoors, Crappie Monster, and On the Hook. Make sure you go over, give him Ozark Rod some love, give Crappie Monster some love. That's why we're doing it. And guess what we're now doing at othfishing.com? It's right there. Right there. othfishing.com. We have now got the electronics, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do for you. During this video and up until after Christmas, if you buy a Garmin bundle package from us, I'm going to give you a free Outlaw Net or a free machine series of the Ozark rods of your choosing. When you purchase it, you put a comment on your ticket. It'll give you a spot to give me a comment. Tell me exactly which one it is you want. If it's a machine 13, 15, or 17, or if you want the Outlaw or Pro Series net, you're going to get that for free for shopping with us because we appreciate you guys. So what I've got here, any of y'all watching YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like this video. Now let's talk some fishing. All right, it's been a great year. It has been an outstanding year. It's been an outstanding last 6 years. We got into Livescope fishing, and I had to dig pretty deep to find some of these videos that I'm going to be showing you right here, right now. Let's get some comments pulled back up here. What's up, Mr. Bellamy, Scott Mitchell? Oh, by the way, honey, we might be going to Illinois bow hunting next year with Scott and Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? There she is, guys. Mrs. Crappie Monster is right here to talk about some of these units. Now, I want to throw this out there right off the bat. The pixels. That is what gets you your clarity. How many pixels does each unit have? Well, this is coming straight from the Garmin reps, straight from the Garmin techs, and the pixels in a 8610 are exactly the same as the 8616. So on a 8610, your 3-pound crappie is going to be the size of a dime. On a 8616, it's going to be the size of a quarter. Why? Is it because your screen's bigger? Yes, it is. It's because those pixels are the same amount covering a 16-inch screen as what covers a 10-inch screen. So when you zoom in, everything kind of distorts. Now, we all know on 8616, you can still see them just fine. My eyes are bad. I actually lost my glasses here in the shop somewheres. And if I find them, I'm going to put them back on. But let's go to a video. What I've got lined up for you, I've got a 1042 on a 32 transducer. I've got an 8616 on a 32 transducer. I've got footage of 8616 on a 34 transducer, and I've got the MBT 22 on a 34 transducer. Now, you all are going to be seeing in some upcoming videos that I have recently went from a 22 down to an 18, and it's because of the pixels. The 22-inch MBT is an awesome, awesome unit, but I'm going to go down to the 18 and just be able to see the difference, and that way I can bring you all more footage. All right, guys, y'all ready for it? Let's go to the tape. This is a 1042. It's the one with the knob. It's exactly the same as the 1022, except this one has mapping on it, so that's not going to mess with the picture whatsoever. This is a 1042 on a 32-inch screen. How big y'all think that crappie is right there? 15 foot out. That looks like it could be anything. A carp, catfish. It could be anything. Oh, giant. But it's not. Oh, I love it when they put on a show. What do you think about that? That right there, yeah, I was clean shaved. Shoot, I was still skinny, guys. I didn't even have my pot belly yet. That's about 4 years ago, and that's down on Grenada. And that fish, like any other fisherman, can tell you exactly how much that fish weighed from 4 years ago. Sorry, ladies, we can remember this. It was 237, so just under 2.4 pounds. It was 237. It's in one of my early videos from a few years ago. Now, you notice that fish looks so huge on that screen. It's because I wasn't looking out very far and I was only 15 foot deep. That's where your fish size really changes. It's not as much when you go out. You're relatively close out to 50 feet. Okay. It's when you go from 15 to 20 depth, 20 to 25 is drastic change. 25 to 30 is even more of a drastic change. Now, I don't know why that it's depth versus going out further is what changes the size of your marks so much. But I'm going to pull that back up for just a second and look at that mark again because I had a lot of comments on this video that, oh, that's a carp. No, we didn't cut, we didn't edit. That is indeed a 2.4 pound crappie. Right there, you can see he is huge, but I'm only looking out 35 feet and I'm only looking 15 foot down. And that screen does look pretty clear out there.
Oh,
You notice I got 12.3 volts. This was still on a lead acid battery. For anybody who is going to say, well, what's the difference in lithium versus lead? This is going to show you that was a lead battery. I had not started running lithium yet. So what that did was it made me have to turn my gain down. Okay. That's how or I'm sorry, yeah, turned it down. I was somewhere in the high 50s on my gain at the bottom of the screen. That was before color gain, before all the extra bells and whistles they came out with. So the distance out and the distance deep will determine a lot. Now, that was a really clear screen for a Gen 1 unit and on a lead acid battery. 1222 was my number one pick out of every Garmin out there. And it's before this other one came out. We're going to get to it in just a minute. Up next, we've got an 8616 on LVS 32. Yes, for anybody who doesn't know, these are all the GLS 10 boxes. And I'm going to say it again. They're all for sale right there, othfishing.com. You will get a free machine rod or a free Outlaw net with your purchase. Put it in the comments which one you want. That's what we're going to ship out with your unit. So here we go to the 8616 on a 32. Uh-oh, wrong way. Sorry, guys. There we go. Let's go this way a minute. All right, we got two fish on a stick there. Here's the bait coming in. There's bait fish right over the top of these two crappie. That sparkly separation, that is bait fish. Got it. All right, that right there was on Reelfoot 3 years ago, and that was a 8616 with a 32 transducer. Now, the difference between it and the 1042 that I just showed you, you could see that everything was hitting a little bit hotter. What that I was able to do when I went to that 8616 was turn my gain up a lot and not get all of the orange distortion all over the entire screen. So it made my returns a whole lot hotter. Um, how's it going, Brett Phillips from California? I will be seeing you in 12 days, I think. We're getting ready to head out there to Clear Lake, and we're going after some 4-pound crappie, and we're going to get them on tape. That's our goal for that trip, is to be able to get 4-pound crappie out of it. So we've been through the 1042. We've been through the 8616 that you just saw. I'm getting ready to show you the 8616 again, but this time it's going to be with the LVS 34. So that's the new transducer. And this one is on lithium batteries. I want to be able to show you all the difference in lead, lithium, unit to unit, side by side, being able to see them one after another, and you all be your own judge of that. So here we go with the 8616 and the 34 transducer. You notice I lost my trim piece off the top. Everybody out there with 8616 has lost that as well.
Oh, guys, I got to get the net here.
All right, I'm going to back that up there for you. Right there he is. See how clear the screen is? You got a little bit of silt at the bottom where it's trying to set up
guys, I got
the oxygen level there.
Oh, don't you fall in the water on me. Thought I dropped my phone in the water. Stud, another stud. Jigs only, baby. Jigs only.
All right, that right there was on a 34 transducer. That was in the middle of the summer on Sardis. You notice I had my beard, so it was within the last 2 years. That one, I even showed some waypoints on that video. Y'all might want to go back and check it out there on YouTube. Showed you just exactly where I was sitting at in the middle of the summer. Now, you can see how much clearer the screen was on the 34 versus the 32. There's only one major difference between those two transducers, and that's the width of the beam. With a 32, I don't know what the actual numbers are. I know from my personal experience and my personal opinion, the 34 is about half as wide as what the 32 is. So it makes more accurate cast and pitches to where that you have to hone yourself in. If you're with the 32, you can be on the screen with your bait and the fish at the same time and still be 4 feet off. With the 34, if you're 4 feet off, you're only seeing one or the other. You can get about 2 feet tops. You'll see a very ghost of your jig, and the fish will be real bright. You're within 2 feet. You need to move over to the fish. They'll both get the same brightness, the same return, and then you are exactly on that fish. And that's where you need to go back to the last live feed that I did, the last YouTube video I did, where that we show how to pop it to entice that bite. Now, we went from a 1042 to 8616. That is a drastic change. So let's make another drastic change. This next one is a 22-inch MBT unit. It's called the Battleship. It is routed to 8612 in my console. So it's actually reading the Livescope connects to the 8612, and then HDMI is back up to the front for my screen for the MBT. Now, you can treat that MBT exactly like any other Garmin graph out there. You can set your waypoints and all that. You can do everything on that MBT that you can do at the console, except for one thing. When you mark your waypoints on your MBT unit up front, they're going to be 12 feet off because it's reading off of that back graph, okay? And yes, you can run a puck to the back and one to the front, but I've never figured out how to make that graph know whether I want it marked on the front or marked on the back. Most of the time, it'll always mark on the back. So if you're running a puck with the MBT, you're going to be the length of your boat off when you mark that waypoint. So even though you're right on it and you mark it, you're still 22 feet off because the GPS thinks that you're 22 foot behind you. So what did I do with Livescope? It's pretty easy to find any waypoint. If then I'm going to mark a waypoint with my MBT, I will run across it until it's about to come off of my screen, so it's halfway back to boat, and then I will mark it. That way I'm only 6 to 8 feet off instead of 22 feet off. So let's go to the MBT with the 34. This is on Grenada. You can see me and Dalton are dropping bombs on this dude's head. Here comes another one of them crappie monster missiles. And he paid no attention to it. Notice how clear the screen is. We're looking 20 foot deep and 40 foot out. And that fish is taking up almost a full 2 foot wide box. Here comes Dalton's. Oh, he turned to look. He's running at us. Oh, he's mad too.
Oh, get in here.
He pulled all my drag out. Get in here, fish.
There he is.
And that is how not to boat flip a fish, all right? Yeah, I went to boat flip that fish and my drag was set too loose. So when I grabbed the rod and pulled up, all my line come out, smacked the fish in the side of the boat and thought that I'd lost it. That was absolute stud. That right there is as clear of a picture as I could get out of any 8000 series. That's 8612 at the console. It's MBT 22 at the front. Now, when I back down from that 22 to that 18, I do expect it to get even more clear. Right there, I don't remember what I was running. I typically running 13.3 on my boats with the lithium batteries. Those are MillerTech lithium batteries. Definitely want to check them out. Okay, Garmin, this is saying that there's 4 out, the 32, the 34, the 34 plus, and the 62. All right, the 62, let's start there. The 62 is for super deep water, okay? That's what they're going to use out there trying to locate tuna in the ocean. All right. The 32 was the original Gen 1 transducer. Now, I am running what is called a 34 plus. I think it may be a second generation of the 34. Somebody may want to correct me on that. I'm not completely positive, but I do know that the 34 plus is what that I got. And I honestly think the plus is just saying that it came with the total package with the new box and the transducer. I'm pretty sure that's all that the plus means. I could be off on that, but that is what that I was running in that last video. Was a 34 plus is what it says on the box. Now we went through all of these units, and the one unit that I did not have footage of because I no longer had the boat, and for whatever reason I couldn't find any footage, a 126 SV. That is my number one pick out of every Garmin out there. It will not work with a MBT. So if you want an MBT, you got to go to the 8000 series. And what it is, the 8000 series is built to be in a console, okay? It's built to be out on the ocean, be in a console. Anybody who's watching this video with a 8616 has more than likely replaced that thing multiple times. My last one I had replaced 3 times before the warranty went out. When I replaced it the last time, I sold it because it was a brand new unit and I sold it at a used price. Garmin has a 2-year warranty on their electronics, but the 8616, something about the way the solder joints, I don't know if they're cold joints or they're hot joints or what it is that they are, they're not made to be bouncing up and down on the front of your boat or going down the road. If they're in the console, not on graph holder on a console unless it's rock solid, but in the console to where it's minimal and it's over the leaf springs for going down the road, it doesn't get near the bounce as what it does up on the front of the boat. Those solder joints bust loose and you end up having to ship that unit back. So their bulletproof unit is, all right, that's 8612. This one right here, 126 SB. A 126 SB, that is a 12-inch unit that has top of the line pixels for its class of unit. No, it's not the most expensive. And I want to clarify right now, Garmin has never even offered me a discount. I paid full price for these units that went on my boats. I'm not doing this for them. I'm not sponsored by them. The only thing I can hope to get out of this is a sale on a unit where that we're dealing electronics. We also deal Humminbird and Lowrance. Now, if you call me, I'm going to talk you into a Garmin. Why? It boils down to customer service. That's it in a nutshell. They've all got issues. They're all going to have issues. Garmin is the only company out there currently that has not burnt me. Okay. That's why that I use Garmin. That's the one I have, the 126. The 126 is the best bang for your buck out there. If you're a weekend fisherman, if you're entry level, do not waste your money on a 93 SV. You're going to sell it for half of what you gave for it. Oh, I thought I lost my mic. You're going to end up selling it for half of what you gave for it to upgrade to a 126. Okay. I mean, just choke it down, suck it up, and buy the one that works the best. Weekend angler or leisure angler, that 126 is what you're going to want. Now, professional fishermen, no, I'm not talking about tournament guys. Most of them are not professionals. Okay. The people who make their living by fishing for a living, professionals, they are going to be in the 8000 series on the Garmin, and they are just going to replace them as needed because that is a tool for their trade. That's how they're making their money, and that's just what they're going to do. It's what that I've always done. Okay. Yes, when it got close to the end of warranty, I sent it in. I got a brand new unit. I sold it at $2,000 off, and then I added 2,000 to that, and I went and bought me a brand new one. So I got the next 2 years warranty. Because in 8000 series, you are going to end up shipping it back. There's been like 3 people that I've ever talked to, and well, Roy Hoy, if we all had your money, we would. We don't all get them discounts from the dealership down there. He just said, just buy 8616 and get over it. And he's right. The 8616 for somebody who's going out all the time, it's definitely a great unit to have, but you are going to be replacing it. It's just part of it. And the best way to combat it is just like what that I just said about you keep it for a year and a half, and when you send it in to have it replaced the last time through Garmin warranty, you turn around and you sell that dude at a discounted rate. Sure, you take a little bit on the chin, but it protects you from having to spend $5,500 in 7 months because it's just they all have issues, and we're all hard on them. We use them. We're out there fishing and having a great time. Now, this is my current setup with the 22. I've got the 18 in the box in there. I'm getting ready to downsize from my 22 to the 18. And if it's in your budget, then that 8612 at the console and then an MBT 18 up front, that is my choice. That's going to be my pick, my opinion. Everybody's going to have their own opinion. Hopefully they express that opinion on their YouTube channel.
Very well could be. He didn't see me. I was too far.
Okay. See how clear that is. You can see everything about that fish. You can see its dorsal fin right there on top. You can see where it's middle of the summer, so its belly is even tucked up. If it was in the spawn, the belly would be bowed down like a football. Right there, that jig just came straight over that crappie's eyeballs, and he paid no attention to it whatsoever. Let's throw a couple more at him. Okay, right there at 22 feet out, that right there is a 1/16 ounce jig head with a Moondust Glow small fry on it that's been bit half off. And you see how hot that return is to where you can see it. We're getting ready to have a 1/4 ounce come in. Right here comes the 1/4 ounce. It's 16 feet out. You see it dropping down. And right there is where that fish turned and reacted. I popped that bait one time and it turned and reacted. I'm looking 40 feet out, so my boxes are in 2-foot increments. I'm looking 20 foot in depth. And there he is coming to the surface. That is the clarity you get with that setup. That is my number one setup. That's my number one choice, is going to be the 8612 with a 18-inch MBT up front. Now that's for somebody who's making their living crappie fishing. Now I'm going to reiterate again. The 126 SV is the best unit out there, in my opinion, for anybody who's going to fish 2 weekends out of the month. If you're looking at fishing 30, 40 days a year, then save the money and buy the 126 SV. And like I was saying a minute ago, if you all do order from us, othfishing.com, I'm going to give you the choice of a brand new 17, 15, or 13 foot machine series rod from Ozark, or the choice of a Outlaw Landing Net or the Pro Series Landing Net. That's all you got to do. If you buy from us, we want to give a little bit back to you, as much as what we possibly can. Looks like my computer is going dead here, guys. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Share this video, share it on the Facebook, share it in the groups, share it on your page. We appreciate y'all very much. All you YouTubers, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and we're going to see you back here next week, guys.